taco, Pedro. Tacos from Jack in a Box with extra grease.
Go.
Okay, describe Pedro in one word and why.
I would say baby, because he's a big baby. Because he always calls me a baby, but he's the baby.
Describe Pedro in one word and why. I would say he's dependable, because he's always been a good friend to me, and he's always been helpful, and just been treated me with a lot of respect and helped me with a lot of things. So he's definitely been a very dependable friend these last couple years I've known him.
One word. Weirdo. Why? Because you are.
Describe Pedro in one word and why.
One word, Pedro. That's what she said, no spaces.
There is no words to describe Pedro. There's too many in the world. I can give you in Portuguese, I can give you in Spanish, and I can give you in English. No, I can't actually.
Pedro, in one word, Alex adjacent, because he's gonna be the new Alex adjacent when he moves into 205.
Hardworking. And why? Because it was so exciting to finally have a student worker who really could do a wonderful job. I've been here 18 years or so, and I've had all kinds of student workers. Pedro's one of the best. Hardworking, and he will go far.
Why?
He's the mean guy ever in this world. Because whatever I do, he says that you're such a baby. When I have my pink laptop, he's like, oh my god, pink again. And I have my pink camera, and he said, oh my god, pink, you're such a baby, such a baby. Why? I love pink. And we fight about he loves PC computer and I love my MacBook. Yes, that's like he always mean to me all the time at the library.
I guess one word to describe Pedro would be Brazilian, because it reminds me of how foreign and weird he is. What is your funniest memory of Pedro?
Okay, well, one time he was describing this lady that was getting mad and she was like banging on the table, but he told me that she spanked the table, and I just thought that was really funny.
Pedro, well, it's hard to think of just one moment, but really just all the time. So we've hung out together, worked together all the time. We always laugh and have a good time, and he's got a really good sense of humor, easy to get along with. Just, it's hard to narrow down to one moment. I just say all the times we've had have always been fun and have funny times and just good times.
When we were at Red Robin and we ordered you a happy birthday ice cream and you wanted to hide underneath the table, that was so funny. I'll never forget that.
What's the funniest thing Pedro has done?
Well, he's done lots of funny things, but he always goes, Carla Kramer, whenever he sees me.
So I had this extra couch that I needed to give away, and Pedro apparently decided to take it from me. And he showed up at my house, and you know, Pedro's being all strong and all, trying to put it in his car. And they just sucked, you know, they weren't strong enough. And I had to go out there and actually shove the couch into Pedro's truck. And when they were driving away, the couch started falling out. So that was funny. I hope.
The funniest thing about Pedro, or the funniest memory I have with Pedro, is when we were talking about him if things go bad in Brazil, that he's gonna move back and be a community member and live out at 205 because he can watch videos for free on the internet, and I'll leave him food in there like a little mouse so he can survive. And then every now and then I'll make sure that he's actually in there. I'm gonna put a little cot in there, and it was just really hilarious. We kept talking about how he was gonna live in 205.
The best memory you have of Pedro?
I think the best memory of Pedro is talking about Alex. Alex, it'll be all right. It'll get done. I don't know how, but it will. And Alex has disappeared over the last few months, and we don't know what's happened to him. But we really had a good time talking about Alex and all his problems. It sounds funny, but that's the case.
Okay, we went to BJ at Michael's birthday. I ordered a pasta, a chicken pasta. And I can't finish it, and I asked Pedro, "You want my chicken?" And he gonna, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna try a little bit." And he grabbed it. I say, I still have a lot of chicken in that, and he's trying to grab one, and that one is the one I wanted. And I told him, no, you cannot touch that one because I want that one.
Funniest memory I have of Pedro is the time that Dana told him to draw out these boxes of paper and the bunkster, and he wasn't sure what the bunkster was, but she really said dumpster, but he kept insisting it wasn't dumpster. And he's like, "No, I know, she didn't say dumpster. She said bunkster, something." What are you gonna miss most about Pedro?
His smell.
Well, miss most obviously is just having him around, just having another friend around, and his sense of humor, and just always his willingness to help me out, and just having a friend there. Losing a friend is always hard, and so I'll just miss his presence and miss just him as a whole.
I would miss you picking on me like a big brother and calling me weirdo and crybaby and mock me and everything. I'll miss it.
What will you miss most about Pedro?
Everything.
So, I'm gonna miss talking to Pedro. I had this awesome conversations with him. Like once in a while, we'll just go out there and we start talking about certain things, and I'm gonna miss that. I'm gonna miss Pedro bringing his croissants and sharing them with me all the time and asking me how I'm doing for 5 minutes. And I would be saying, "I'm good, how are you?" And he'll say, "I'm good, how are you?" So I'm gonna miss that. Nobody else does it.
What I'll miss about Pedro is the conversations, because they were hilarious and we used to have so much fun. Linda and Tanya finally would leave and go to lunch, and we could talk about whatever we wanted, and especially about them.
I think that what I will miss most about Pedro is just looking across from the reference desk over there to the circulation desk and seeing him sitting there. Even though half the time he's hidden behind a computer screen and I couldn't tell if he was there, but if I shifted a little bit, I could see him. And it's just, he's such a familiar figure there. It's like, won't be the same without him sitting there in that chair.
It's a lot of things. You know, I'm working to borrow your book because I can save money for the class. And I miss working with you. And I miss a lot of things. Hang out with you. You're such a good friend that I know in here at the state.
What I miss most about Pedro is all the stupid things we talk about.